Hello, YouTube. Now, you might be wondering, why am I doing a movie that I probably should review on around Halloween in July? Well, even before I started doing reviews on here, this is one of the movies that I really want to review. Because it's Stephen King. This guy, he's a good writer. I haven't read any of his books, but I know he is a good writer. From some of his work, I've seen some of his film adaptations, and I know he is a good writer. But he's even better when he's just bad at stuff. When he's just bad at stuff, he's so good. And he's so entertaining. He's one of the few people that can do that. So, you're probably also wondering, then why Maximum Overdrive? Why did I choose this one out of all the other ones that he's done? Well, there's a very good reason. This is the only one that he has directed. This is the only time we ever see Stephen King doing Stephen King. Okay, that came out wrong. But doing his own version of his own story. This is the only time we get to see that. And I wanted to do this one for a while, so yeah, here it is. And so the story is that alien or a comet, one of the two, it's never really explained which. They bring up a comet in the beginning and at the end, but they never really say whether or not it was the comet. But then they bring up aliens halfway through the movie, and then bring up aliens again at the end, so you don't really know. Was it both? I don't know. This just bugs me. But something, either the aliens or the comet, has created a green cloud of gas around the Earth. Okay. That somehow brings machines to life. Yeah, you try to explain that one, but now machines are alive, and they are doing the most horrible thing ever. They are messing around with us. Messing around! I mean, sure, some of them do kill people, but most of the time, they're just sort of doing stuff. Like, one of them just shoots cans at people, which somehow kills a guy. I don't get it. And another one just gives the guy coin. Okay. They kind of got confusing motives here, but okay. And some of them just bring up bridges. I mean, there were people on them, but still, not that scary. It's kind of random. And now a group of survivors all gather into the Dixie Boy, which is a gas station that for some odd reason has a bedroom in it, and has firearms, like tons of firearms down in the basement. Again, explained in, I guess it's explained in, okay, I think it might have been explained in the books as to why, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was, I don't know. Again, I haven't read them. I'm just reviewing the movie. So, now they're all having to survive out in this Dixie Boy, while also just sort of being patiently calm about all this. Yeah, they spend like half of the movie just sitting around doing stuff. Like, just eating lunch, blowing bubbles for some reason, trying to escape a little bit, and just sort of sleeping in the same bed. Yeah, that's basically all that they do for half of the movie. They just sit around and do stuff. Nothing really that contributes to the story, they just sort of do stuff as the trucks sort of just circle around them. Yeah, I'm sure that's a great strategy. But then but there are some times where they do actually try and get up and do stuff, like the lady who screams "We made you" a lot and basically becomes a cartoon character. And there are also some times where they do try to escape and do try to help out people, but then they just sort of go back. Like, the whole entire purpose was something that they just forgot about on their way there. Like, okay, yeah, we're gonna escape through this sewage pipe. Wait a minute, why are we going out here again? We'll just go back. That's basically what they do. When they're trying to escape out there to see someone, they're just like, oh, well, he looks dead. Well, no reason looking into this one further. And I guess I wouldn't have a problem with that, seeing as it would give us time to know the characters, and which at times, yeah, it kind of does. But it doesn't really do it that much. But I'll just go into detail about that in the characters part. So, another thing that's really, really dumb about this movie is that it's so inconsistent. Like, again, with the asteroid and the aliens, we don't know which one caused it. I mean, they're playing it up at the beginning like it's the comet, but then they bring up out of nowhere about the aliens, and they just sort of stuck with that, I guess. Or maybe it was the asteroid because they bring up the asteroid again. Again, it's inconsistent that way. And then they also have some machines that will come to life, like all the trucks circling around the 60 Boy, which want fuel. Yeah, I guess they don't realize that they're using fuel to circle around the Dixie Boy and wasting their lifespan to get more of their lifespan, but I guess they didn't think about that. So, there are some of them that will do that. Like, there are some lawnmowers, some toy cars, which somehow kill a dog, some chainsaw stuff that will come to life, bulldozers, things like that. Even a headset somehow chokes a guy. Because I guess he didn't notice that that thing came to life and didn't just take it off and throw it. That's too hard, I don't know. But there are some of them that will do that. Even an ice cream truck joins in on this. Real threatening. And then there are others, like the newlyweds car, the firearms they have in the basement for some reason, a lamp that could easily choke someone but doesn't, a jukebox, which doesn't do anything, the lights, which I guess really couldn't really do anything, but still, could try. Maybe blow a fuse or something, I guess. But still, they don't even try. So yeah, it's really inconsistent that way, and it's kind of a shame too, because this was a pretty ingenious idea. Like, this could have been really cool. Like, machines have come to life. It could have been like the Terminator or something. Machines have come to life. They destroyed the Earth. Now people are fighting back to save it. But instead, we just see people sitting around the gas station for a while. Until they decide to escape. So, yeah, for that it doesn't really work. So the story is pretty bad. And it doesn't really function right because of all the inconsistencies. Like, one moment there are trucks trying to kill them, then there's another moment where the newlywed car is just letting them drive it. It makes no sense, and it's pretty confusing and kind of hard to follow, but I guess explained in Dark Tower, I don't know. So for the story, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 because it just made no sense. There was hardly any form of logic put into it, and I still don't know what caused it. I would have thought that at least they would have said, hey, this is what caused it, but nope. They just sort of say it was caused. That's all you need to know, I guess. So, Yeah, I want to say characters. So, for the characters, the first one is Bill Robinson, who, I don't think I would say this about anyone else, but about any other character, but even Google sort of knows that this character is a cliche. Because in their description of this movie, guess what they say? They say he is the unexpected hero. Like, they sort of know that he's a cliche in himself. And, yeah, he does, but I do have to say, he does have some cool moments, like where he blows up the Green Goblin truck, and some things like that. Like, he does get kind of cool. But, again, he's mainly just staying around as a Dixie Boy, like most of the characters. So, he doesn't really offer anything. Doesn't really give an over-the-top performance, because that would be a little bit more interesting, like a Nicolas Cage or anything. And he doesn't really underplay it, so then he would be laughably bad. He just sort of tries a little bit. So, there's nothing really to say about him aside from he did try, I guess, but it just didn't really work. And then there's Bridget, or Brett. I think her name is Bridget. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Bridget. Now, she's another cliche. She's just the girl character, the sort of tough girl character. But, in all honesty, the only tough thing that she's done is lightly slap a guy. Ooh, real intimidated by that. And, yeah, she doesn't really do that much, but there are only some times where she does try and help out. But, yeah, she doesn't really do that much, and she doesn't really convey anything, so, yeah, she doesn't really help out at all. And then there's Bubba Hershot. I only have one word to say about this character, and if you guys don't like what I'm going to say about them, you can get out of the video, I guess. But this guy is a redneck. Not to say that there is anything wrong with them, but this guy is basically a redneck's redneck. Redneck. Like, if he wanted to be even more redneck, he would actually have a neck that was red. I mean, this guy is incredibly annoying by how much of a redneck he is, and it's like he knows. It's like he knows he's incredibly annoying, so he's not gonna try. Or he just woke up right when he came on screen and just said, "I'm in a Stephen King movie. I can act however I want. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna see this." But hey, we saw it, and dude, really? Is there any way that you could be more over the top? Just adjust your belt buckle. Just adjust your belt buckle or something. Then you'll be the ultimate jerk. Oh, and trust me, this guy is a jerk. You know why? Because when there's a little boy named David, I think his name was David, pretty sure it was. But when this little boy David comes to the Dixie Boy, which is where his father works, he asks, where's my father? And how does Bubba respond to this? He got hit by one of them trucks over there. I'm like, someone slapped this guy for me? And luckily Bridget did, because Bridget had to do something in this. So, yeah, she lightly slaps the guy. I don't even know that tough guy lesson, but yeah, that's one of the few moments where she does something, and luckily it's one of the things I want someone to do, so yeah, again, no harm in her. But God, Bubba. Whoever played you, get someone else to play you. Because I can tell this actor just wanted his paycheck, or a beer, another beer, I guess, because he seemed drunk on his own performance. But someone, just get that guy out of the picture. Could there be like an edited version of this movie without him in it? Because that would be very helpful. And then, when you think that Bud was annoying, then comes Connie. Oh God. Now, I haven't seen The Simpsons in a few years. Like, I don't really care to watch it again, but this is played by the same person who played Lisa Simpson. And I don't remember finding that character that annoying when I did watch it, and yeah, I don't really find anything wrong. But God, she's annoying here. If you did not find her annoying on that show, then you will find her annoying here. Because she screams half of her lines. Half of her lines are literally just her screaming at the top of her voice, and it's so high-pitched and annoying, and God, who cast her? Stephen King, shame on you. Shame on you for casting her. Get her out of here. She is annoying. She's incredibly annoying. And I wouldn't mind so much if she actually did something, but guess what? She doesn't do a thing. What did she do? She yelled. She yelled at the top of her voice in an ear-curling scream. Heck, there's even a moment where they had to save her because she's standing in a truck and screaming. She's literally standing there, basically begging to get hit. And you know what I say? Truck hit her. Go ahead, push the get on full pedal, put on your pedal, and go and hit her. Go ahead, do it. I wouldn't have cared. And then there's her newlywed, God have mercy on his soul, named Curtis, who actually was probably my favorite character. I mean, he doesn't really do anything, and yeah, there are moments where he is annoying, but yeah, at least not as annoying as his newlywed. Still, God have mercy on his soul, because he married Connie. God. But I don't hate him. I mean, he actually does seem to try and help. Like, whenever someone's trying to do something, he will try and help. Like, there's the moment where Bill is going out to try and save this guy, and Curtis says, no, I'm coming with you. And that's actually pretty heroic. Like, okay, yeah, I don't care if I get hit by this truck, I'm gonna go help. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna try and help you out with this. Or maybe he just wanted to get away from Connie. Both is possible. But yeah, that's kind of brave of a thing to do. I mean, there are killer trucks out there, and yet he's just saying, okay, I'll go out there and I'll help you out. That's a pretty nice thing to do. Sure, the guy ended up dying anyway, but still, pretty nice. And yeah, he does try and help out. I mean, whenever there is something happening, he will try and help. And he does actually kind of seem to look up to Bill, like, the character Bill. He does seem to be like, okay, if something happens to Bill, I'm going to be here to try and help out and try and just do the stuff. Do the stuff that he would have been doing in the scenario. So, it's kind of an interesting character. But he's not that three-dimensional or fleshed out, so doesn't really accomplish much, but out of the cast of other characters that are already pretty flat, he's at least a little bit more interesting. And then there's Wanda. Wanda June. How do you describe Wanda June? She either doesn't have a care in the world about what she's doing in this performance, which is probably why she didn't go anywhere. She went some places, but she didn't go that far. Or every single second she's on set, she is giving it her all. I mean, she either cares too much or too little. And you know what? God bless her for it. Because she is so over the top and funny. I guess the only way I can really describe her is... Remember the guy from The Langoliers? The guy who said the scaring the little girl line? Remember that? Like, basically like he was passing a kidney stone? Well, if you remember that guy, times him by 10, and then you got Winda June. There are no words to describe her. You just had to see her for yourself, or just go and look at her scene that she just screams the lines, "We made you." Just go look at that scene, and then you'll get why it's so hard for me to describe her. But she's basically the closest thing to becoming a cartoon character. And then there's David, at least again I think that's his name, who is kind of an okay character. I mean, he is just a young kid, so you don't really expect him to give out that great of a performance. And as child actors go, he's pretty good. But he just gets over things really fast. Like, oh hey, there are killer machines. Okay, freaking bubbles. Oh my god, my dad died. Next scene, he's just blowing bubbles. Okay. I mean, kind of cool how he's just like, okay. It'll all pass over. Nothing I can do about it now. Which I guess would kind of be my reaction to this whole entire thing, but I guess he doesn't really do any harm. Then there are the trucks. Now, there's nothing I can really say about them because they don't really do much. Aside from circle around a bar, aside from circle around a gas station, demanding fuel, even though circling around will probably lose fuel. I don't get what their plan was exactly. But there is one I have to bring up specifically, which is the Green Goblin truck. Yeah, there's no other way to describe him. He's the Green Goblin truck. Now, for some odd reason, this truck has become kind of iconic. Like, there have even been people who have actually tried to remake this thing on a real truck. Now, I can't tell if that's pretty cool, or if I should just sort of shrug about it and be like, yeah, okay. But, yeah, I just wanted to bring up this is a pretty iconic thing. I don't know why, but it is. So, for the characters, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Because they don't really do any harm in being there, but they don't really do anything. But for the ones that do try and do stuff, like really over the top, they're a lot of fun. And which is actually kind of how this movie can be summed up. It doesn't really do any harm in being here, and again, for what's over the top, is really fun. Like, there's just, they have bazookas, they have guns in a gas station, and they blow up cars because cars have come to life. How cool is that? And there are moments where you don't really care what they're doing, they're just kind of doing stuff, and that can get boring at times, but it's still kind of fun to see. So, this film isn't really that bad. The story might be all over the place, I mean, all over the place without any consistency, but and the characters aren't that fleshed out in the least, but I don't know, I didn't find it that bad. I mean, I've definitely seen worse movies. Again, I'm talking to you, LaBoo. And it didn't really do any harm, and it was kind of fun. So if you're in the mood for an over-the-top action movie that definitely knows that it's a B movie and just takes full advantage of that, then this is something that you should check out. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. So next week is we're back at Dinosaur Story. Yeah. So yeah.